Hi friends, Natasha with Natasha'Scrapbookorner, and today I'm coming to you with my finished, at this point this is the most mega project I have ever done so far. And this is a complex construction of cascading, floating tea party Alice in Wonderland creation. So I will try to show you it section by section. The construction is very complex. The weight of floating teapot and floating cups are absolutely different from normal construction in a craft understanding. Sorry, of course, I'm nervous and the pups noticing that, so they bark. So, there is, let me show you. I'll try to swing it. I put it on the Lazy Susan, but the gravity takes it in one direction. So let me kind of flip my screen so I can see what I'm showing you just in a second. Okay, I'm here. So I hope I'm not blocking the light here. I'm gonna stand down. So I took this whole construction outside and shot the pictures as I show you. I was rotating it and I was taking vertical and horizontal pictures as I would go, and I forgot that spot right in there. I didn't take a picture of that, so I will be zooming in on each layer, on each segment, because I really want to show you the details. So as you can see, there are 1, 2, 3 cups, stacked up cups. This cup is actually floating in the air, and of course you can't see, and this teapot is off balance in the whole construction. So yeah, and if I will let it go, watch what gravity does. Oh, I don't want to spin so fast. So it wants to be in one place, but because my table kind of leans towards there, so, and the weight of teacup brings it over there. So let me adjust to the first bottom layer and we will work like layer up and down, or maybe we'll start from the upper level because it's less construction in there. So let me zoom in and I'll be back. Alright, so here we are, and this is the top layer. The construction was, the whole tower was built from below and up, and I will show you from up down. So this teapot, all pots I picked up at Marshall's, so it's Rocher porcelain. I saved the sticker, and it comes decorative like that. So this teapot I picked up because of the lacy top right here, very pretty, and um, it floats the tea in an upper cup. So let me, it's so much going on. So I placed the large rose, turquoise rose in here. The porcelain is very glossy and smooth surface, so for that you need to be able to attach anything to porcelain. All the elements where the adhesive touches element were supposed to be roughed, and I actually purchased a drill with the different nozzles, changing nozzles specifically because of this project. So I roughed the bottom of the teapot and adhered the rose with the E6000. Although I used different glues along the whole project, from epoxy to mix of sand and epoxy, my husband's specialty epoxy for the golf equipment, and glossy accents, clay glue, well, E6000 I mentioned, so basically all sorts of different glues. So on the top here, instead of placing the lid, I placed this beautiful crystal, and this is actually a Christmas ornament from Hobby Lobby. I just took the bottom layer part off and roughed the inside of the pot and secured it with the adhesive. And the effect of the tea pouring into the cup, that's a separate story. And let me show you the products that I used for creating the stream and the surface. Although I will share with you my explorational tips through the YouTube, because I was schooling myself and educating myself on how to achieve this particular effect. Alright, so to achieve the effect of pouring tea in your cup effect, I used several items. First of all, to secure your teapot and to our teacup, I asked my husband to bend a metal, and I will pop the link below on the idea that I tested creating a floating cup, and this is the same technique that I'm using. So I will pop the link below to my video on floating cup. So it's basically the same structural idea, although during process of putting it together I did take few pictures, but I'm not sure about the upper part because it was kind of gravity gravity holds. Okay, so basically inside there is a metal, kind of like a zigzag metal. So the metal goes inside the this part of the teapot and goes on the bottom of the pot. Then on top of that, I colored with acrylic paints the bottom of the teacup, creating a generally graduating darkness, and the bottom is more intense because you have more tea in there, so it's darker, then lighter towards the higher point of the pouring water liquid in the cup. And I sealed it with a 24-hour resin, clear resin, specifically creating bubbles inside the cup by mixing the resin. And I was actually very pleased with the effect of the resin. It was glossy, and those bubbles were kind of like you pouring the water in the cup. But I already purchased this product, and this is Realistic Water by Woodland Scenic, and they have video tutorials on their product. And everybody reviews, all of the reviews that I saw on YouTube were so positive. But it was my first try, and the product works wonderful. The only problem for me was to achieve the tone of, get the color correctly. And somewhere on the line I actually did achieve that color, but then I decided to top my resin surface with the Realistic Water effect, because I was thinking it's gonna be way more realistically looking water, and by mistake I mixed in too intense of the acrylic paint, and basically it came out very dark, almost like coffee, but it's very glossy. And I poured it through here, and I'm not really happy with the color that was final. And you see right here there is a drop on the leaf, which I'm gonna be just painting over with nail polish. So basically there was, slight mistake on that part. I should have stopped where I was happy with the achieved color, and I didn't, so it's okay. I guess it's okay. So that's the first cup. Alright, so let me lower my camera to the next level. Alright, so we are a little bit lower, and let me swing the Lazy Susan. I'm kind of trying to see what I'm showing. It's hard to record because it's so massive. So we stopped on this teacup. And this teacup was actually from the store, as I said, and it had the flowers already in there. So I just used nail polish to color it a little bit. So this particular cup is floating, coming from the first cup all the way down at the bottom. And not much going on with that cup per se. Shaya, the adhered Dollar Tree yellow flower right there on the bottom to cover that metal swoop of holding leg that holds the structure. So let's go on the second cup that is sitting on the edge of the largest below cup. So in here you see just a little decoration, and I used the Christmas decoration made up cake and some candies. Those are also Christmas decoration. They just sprinkle them here and there. And this Alice, let me change the angle a little bit. Alright, so this Alice, she came together with a Mad Hatter. I ordered them from China, and those are pre-made figures of Mad Hatter and Alice, so that's not my construction. I wouldn't even dare. So if we will go further, there is a 3D resin cup, teapot and cup that you see here, and I did the video on those using NSK molds, and I will pop the link below to that video. I was playing with the 3D effects. And basically resin is really hard to adhere to the surface, so I drilled using my new toy drill. I drilled the bottom of the resin, and I put the toothpick, feed it through the bead, if you see in here. Maybe I can zoom in a little more. Right there is a bead. So I through and through I put the toothpick, wooden toothpick, and secured it with the E6000. So that's how this teapot stands on that large bead. And the beads, I picked up several strings by the color on clearance at Hobby Lobby. This is one of the candies, Christmas candies. So in there you can see this cake. Those cakes are purchased, but I did the mold of those, so I will be able to have, make my own. This particular cake, it's standing on another bead which you cannot really see, and it was secured the same way as a teapot. As a matter of fact, teacup was placed the same way. And the bottom cake kind of supports the upper cake as well for this structure. Let me take the Mad Hatter's head, if he may move his curly head off of the so, and this teacup, I used the water, realistic water on top of that, but you can see the kind of like a waves in there. I used the glossy accents to create the swirl kind of effect, and then I just topped it with the realistic water. But the problem with the realistic water, I should have placed it right away before I secured it on the cup, because of the angle of this cup. You see, it's not square, so all the liquid water kind of dove into that edge and went a little bit overboard here. So it's kind of like overflowing cup of tea. And couple candies, they just you know, kind of securing everything in here. They kind of attach to the cake and attach to the cup and attach to the border of main porcelain cup, which makes the whole structure way more secure. Okay, so let me swing you a little bit down in here. So if I will push those flowers a little bit on the side, you can see the stem in there. It's actually metal that holds the structure, holds this cup. And if you will take a peek on this plant, this one came as a big bush from Hobby Lobby, and each strand of these leaves actually comes apart, and it's separate string, and the whole stem of the floral decoration was wrapped in this kind of tissue paper, you know, the flower tissue paper. So basically I unwind that paper from the original purchased floral stem, and I recycled. I wrapped that metal around with the with this paper, placing here and there the little swirls and the little plants, which created and attaching this wild orchid cried flowers here and there, which created that wild look and basically covered it and hided it perfectly. So by the technicality of structure, the metal piece that holds this cup has a platform on top, which is underneath of this cup and covered with the flower. Then it bends towards this cup, kind of creating the another secure point for this cup to lean on the metal piece, as well as not allowing this cup to shift under the weight of the teapot more towards here. It kind of serves two purposes, but to be sure that my wire would not go anywhere, you see right in there, it's really hard to see right in there because I covered it all, and it goes right under, hold on, it's the other way, under that chair on the edge, right in there, you see, right there. So it goes behind the chair, through actually the chair, we drilled the hole in the chair, and it goes all the way in there, and it grabs that wire. Again, preventing it to leaning towards that side, because that's where the teacup and the main weight of the teacup. So I needed to be sure, although the wire was heavy metal, it still was leaning. But with that, that's not me. That's why I was bothering with my project, my husband, and the physics of the weight and weight distribution. He is really good on that. So he was helping me to construct this project. So meanwhile, we are going down, and let's see, to cover that wire that holds, and actually, yes, my husband said, instead of, okay, let me tilt you, hold on, let me reposition.